morning, world. How are y'all doing today? Today is a good day. I am alive. I am very grateful. Today I have both my arms, I have both my legs. So far, so that's good. I've got my eyes, I can see. So this is good. This is good. It's a good way to start the day with all your body parts. I want to discuss something today, ladies and gentlemen. Something that happened yesterday. See, yesterday I was feeling a bit lonely, I guess. You see, I have dramatically increased my standards when it comes to women. I will only date a 9 or a 10. I will not go lower than that. Maybe just a 10, really. I can't even 9s. And I don't know if this is healthy. I don't know if this is a healthy thing, but I know it's not healthy is what I did. Well, I guess maybe it is kind of healthy. See, I went on Facebook, and I went to my ex-girlfriend's Facebook page. I did it. I admit it. And I saw exactly what I thought I would see. Of course, with another man. I was her only man. Of course, this is not true. This is just a fabricated lie. She is but a human being. And this is normal behavior. Now, instinctually, I do feel very jealous. I feel that I have been betrayed. But feeling like that doesn't get me anywhere. So instead, I try to see the lessons in bearing witness to this. And what I see is my past, right? I made a bad decision, first of all, to get in a relationship that was based off of more materialistic accomplishments rather than true love, than truth, than rather than the relationship being based off of something more true. I mean, I should have known when I was 25 years old. I think I was 25. I remember one of the first dates we went to the Calvin Klein store. And I ate it all up, and I bought all this clothing, and she was so happy. And I should have known then, oh wait. This does not matter. This is not real. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what I saw on that Facebook page. I saw she was with a man who, damn, he looked good. I mean, he was dressed nice. He was actually overweight. He was an overweight man. And I tried to tell myself, oh, look, he's overweight. Ha ha ha. I'm better than him. But in reality, what has happened, yes, he may be overweight, but he was able to provide something to this woman. And I've heard my good friend, and he, of course his ideology is skewed, but he said, women have agendas. And while this is true, women are also evolutionary creatures, just like men are. Just as we look for a proper breast to hip ratio and other fertility attributes of women look at, and I'm not a woman, so I have no idea, but my perception is that women, they gotta have a man that's safe, that's got resources, that's resourceful. Now, at the time of our relationship, I was not resourceful, and my ex was going through the pharmacy school, which is totally against anyone's humanity, to be put into such stressful situations for prolonged amounts of time can, of course, lead to self-combustive behavior. No doubt. But I was selfish as well. I was selfish, and I need to remind myself that I was selfish, and that is why the relationship ended. I need to remember that I was wrong. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's certainly very easy for me to blame her, to blame the world, to blame the situation, to blame society. But then that wouldn't be truth, would it? It would be me lying to myself. I also need to look at myself and understand that I am in this position because I put myself in this position, even though it was unconscious. You know, and Coco, what kind of position did you put yourself into? Well, financially, I'm not doing very well. You know, and it's easy for me to beat myself up about that. It's really easy for me to be like, Kendall, you know, you're going to medical school, you know, all this stuff, you know, why did you drop it? And it's because I wasn't happy. You know, and I've taken the last year to really just kind of find myself. Year and a half now, my gosh. My income is limited. I was making much more as a paramedic, but I was miserable as a paramedic. I was so miserable. Now I get to create music on a daily basis. I get to speak to you fine folks. I get to make a true difference in this world, and I need to remember that and understand that I need to be on guard for self-deprecating thoughts. Why am I so focused on certain negative things, on seeing the world in a negative way? It's not that they are negative things, but that it is a negative feeling that I apply to this event. I need to understand that I am the architect of my own mind and my own life to the highest degree. Ladies and gentlemen, being an entrepreneur and making money on your own means is much more difficult than just doing the constructs of society. I'm just discovering this now in the last year and a half that I've been on this trajectory. And I must say, it has been more difficult than I initially thought. I see now that it requires constant effort, constant work. Maybe not work, but constant action. Constant loop closing the loop of projects, because that is the only way to get better, I see. So, I will continue on this path, even though I am disturbed by my dumb actions on going to Facebook and looking at my ex-girlfriend's page. You know, and see, that's the thing, I'm just such an emotional creature. Such an emotional creature, you know, and now I am trying to use music to exude that emotion, to funnel it into a creative platform, to really get deep. You see, ladies and gentlemen, I was not deep in my previous life. I was so fake, so materialistic. I didn't know what to do, so I would just buy things and use things and consume things and eat and smoke and drink and do all sort of disgusting sexual things. What a waste of energy that is. What a waste of time. Ladies and gentlemen, I have discovered a small secret. Please let me tell you what the secret is. That time is much more valuable than money. I see that now. I suppose that's one good thing about understanding your mortality. Ladies and gentlemen, you know my story, or maybe you don't. Maybe you're just joining me for the first time, but see, I had a traumatic past. I crushed my soul. I hurt my body. And I'm reminded about that every day. But because of that, because of the tragedies in my life, only now do I understand the value of time. I am glad I understand it now, rather than in my deathbed, asking myself, what could have been? What could I have accomplished? If you want to sing, then sing. Why hold back? If you want to make movies, then my God, why not make movies? Why just dedicate one's life to work, to doing someone else's dreams? Why not work on your own? And so, ladies and gentlemen, I want to tell you, I want to admit to you that while I do suffer, it is a choice, and I suffer because I made that choice to suffer. And although I may suffer now, and especially in the past, I understand that I can change that. And when I understand that I can change that, then I do. And then I can create. I can dive deeper into myself and understand that I am not perfect. And that I made tremendous mistakes in my life that now have consequences that will live with me. But only through that do I know that I also have the more powerful ability to change, to grow, to make things that I only could dream of. This morning I told a friend that I think I might be having an existential crisis. And by God, I think I am, and I think I am grateful, because only through this existential crisis comes existential growth. And with true personal growth, I know I will be okay. I think I'll be okay. As long as I continue to upload my dreams, to upload and to really work on my dreams, to be able to do something every day that I love doing, like making art, like making music, like being honest and vulnerable and being able to communicate to the world. How beautiful that is. And how hard it is, how difficult it is. On my YouTube channel, I have 133 subscribers, which isn't much. But I have 3 people. I think I had 3 or 4 people. No, 7. 7 views on my last podcast. 7 views. Now I think a view, well, I don't know what a view is considered, greater than 50%, less than 50%. It's not less than 50%, I don't believe. I heard a YouTube programmer talk about it once, but I do know that 39 minutes of that podcast were listened to. That podcast that I couldn't even listen to. You know, and you know, I must understand that I will never be perfect. Ever. I will never be perfect. And I need to stop being a perfectionist, because nothing gets fucking done. You know, oh, I'm gonna work on this forever. Oh, I'm gonna work on this forever. No. Just create and release and repeat the cycle. Create and release. create and release, create and release, and create and release. And this is how you dig and dig and dig and dig and dig and get to the core of what? Of beauty, of truth, of light. What is it? I don't know, but I do know that music is the most beautiful, self-expressive art that I've been able to really get into lately. You know, I mean, I think that bodybuilding is wonderful. You know, being in that space for a long time now. You know, since I've been like 18 or something, whenever I started working out. And now, only the last few years, I've really been getting into that. It feels good, man. It feels really good to look good and feel good. Women love me. I mean, they like think I look attractive. They don't actually like me. Once they start talking to me, they realize I'm nuts, and they immediately repel. So I gotta work on that. And you know, that's heavy. You know, that's heavy. It's heavy to know that I am not the most compatible mate. You know, that's heavy. But how do I become a better mate? How do I make women stick around for a while? How do I do this? I have no idea. You know, I've been... Look, the last year, right? I broke up with my last long-term ex, like a year and a half ago? And I went on a barrage of, like, Tinderella experiences. And, you know, it, like, at first it was a lot of fun, because it was, like, immediate sex. Immediate, like, you know, relationship, quote-unquote. It wasn't a relationship, by the way. It was just sex, you know, and like I wouldn't be really attracted to the female's personality, or like not the personality, but like their lifestyle, you know. And like, you know, some of these girls would be a little overweight, you know, it bothered me, you know. And I would just cycle through all these women. Look, man, meeting women online, not the best idea. Not the best. I mean for me, maybe for some people, but I don't know. I did meet the Brazilian girl that I was with for over a year. I was with her for a little while. She was great. But again, this was before my my spiritual and mental growth spurt. Before I was in recovery. I was with this beautiful Brazilian woman. Oh my God. Fantastic. But, you know, that relationship, it was based entirely off of physicality. You know, and materialism. You know, I gotta have a girl that I can really just jive with. I need a girl that can sing. I need a girl that takes care of her body. You know, I need a woman that has high standards as well. You know, that's not a victim of the world. You know, is that too much to ask for? Is it too much to ask for? I don't know. I have no idea. Look, man, I'm just gonna continue making this art, being totally vulnerable, making the best art I can, try to have the biggest impact I can. Man. And you know, it's rough because I feel like I don't make the best art, you know? I feel like my art is actually very low on the totem pole, and that I have a lot of work to do, you know? I have a tremendous amount of work to do. I have to work on my creative writing, you know. I have to work on my, you know, production of just the content. I have to, did I say public speaking yet? I don't know. I have to learn how to communicate with ladies as well. You know, that's always something I think all men can work on, you know, communicating in general. So I'm listening to a lot of books and just trying to really get in there, really just build myself. You know, I got this dream of comedy. I want to try to be a comedian. Even though I think I just have a sad, pathetic life sometimes. I feel like sometimes I have some funny things to say, and I did make some people laugh today. It was so good. Making people laugh is the most rewarding experience I've ever experienced in my life. Really. Like, I love going to, I went to Whole Foods the other day, and I was, looking for cheese, and I was asking the cheese guy if he knew what cheese was the best, and I was like, I like brie, but I need something real strong, I need some strong cheese, and he was like, okay, honestly, I totally forgot the story, but I said something, and this lady next to me about died laughing. And I've done this a few times where I'll say a joke and people will laugh, and then I'll say so there's there's the joke where I say something and people laugh, and then I say something and people die laughing, tears streaming down their face, they can't fucking control their emotions. Like, how badass would that be to go into an arena, say a few words, and have people dying laughing, literally crying, and I've seen people do this. Dane Cook, excellent example. Chris Rock, excellent example. These people, they have that, and I want that. I want to be able to do that. I've always wanted to do it. But because of life and self-defeating thoughts, I never really went down that way. But now I've learned my lesson. I learned my lesson that chasing money is bad. Chasing dreams, good. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I have been talking for entirely too long. I wonder how many views I will get with this one. If you are listening, fantastic. You're probably the only one besides me. I'll probably listen to this in 50 years. No, I'll probably be dead in 50 years. I'll listen to this in 10 years. I may still be alive then. I don't know. So we'll see. Yeah, but if you're listening to this, please comment down below. Go ahead, do a smiley face or an emoji or something. Just go ahead and plop it right in there. Yeah, I don't know. I thought I just really needed to talk to you guys. I know it's long and monotonous, but it's cool. It's bigger than me, We'll be here for years to come. Hopefully there's a lesson or two to be extracted. There's also much better quality stuff to listen to, so I don't expect anyone to listen to this, but I'll make a cool video. For this to be on the YouTubes. So, I don't know, man. I just got a lot of work to do. Need to be more consistent. Alright, guys. I'm out. Peace!